Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of MTalks. Good evening, Nikhil. How are you?
Good, Bibin. How are you? How's everything?
Doing great.
Congratulations for successful month.
Successful. Congrats to you too.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, guys. A lot of people been watching last few episodes, and it's been great. Everybody, lot of comments. People personally messaging. Some people commenting on the YouTube itself. So a lot of loves and people thinking about if they're looking into giving us some feedbacks. It's a lot for us. Really, thank you so much. And Nikhil, how's everything going with you? Any comments, people?
Yeah, I mean, generally, positive feedback. Some improvements here and there, but we're starting a podcast, man. It's like, it's not. We're like episode 4 or 5 or something. So, but we do appreciate everybody who's been engaging with us, and we hope that you keep sharing our videos and liking our videos and subscribing to our channel, and hopefully we'll keep putting out more content as we grow and learn this platform and this new venture that the both of us have gotten ourselves into, and take it from there. But appreciate everybody, all our friends and family that have already given us a lot of feedback and a lot of constructive criticism that is very much appreciated, like Bibin said earlier. Yeah, so what we
were talking last time,
employee benefits, right? About cost of employee benefits and how I think people don't really assess. They just fall into the trap of that comfort zone and having the stability, but they don't really assess what it costs them.
The word you mentioned is really meaningful. The trap. It's trapped. So about 90% population is trapped.
Yeah.
They won't be able to come out. I mean, it's possible. Only thing that we need to work on it. It's not like a overnight process.
Right.
It definitely will be a process. Definitely slow process. But if we can, I mean, when you talk about slow process, any small things can make a big impact down the line.
That's right. I mean, we'll get into that a little bit more later. But it's you always hear you have to improve or do something just 1% a day. Like that's the mantra that is kind of common in the US regarding productivity and improvement and self-improvement. But you're right. Like if you're able to just spend some time to improve your day or your life 1% better than the previous day,
right? A critical lesson I would like to shout out here, changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you're willing to stick with them for years.
Yeah.
So the consistency
is key.
It's everything.
Consistency is key, and it's so we talk about manifestation and goal-oriented thinking and setting up goals and vision board and all those different things. But what people don't really, that's the surface level conversations that people have. But what people don't really talk about is the systems that you have to put in place to get yourself to that goal. The goal itself is not going to drive you to achieve that goal.
No.
You need to create systems. That system creation, that system building, that is what you have to be consciously proactively thinking about as you try to bring about change in your life.
And on the top of everything, you need to love the process.
You have to learn to love the process.
Learn to love the process.
For example, I'm in sales, but I hate talking to people about sales in the sense of I don't want to come off as a salesman. What I want to come off as is a product expert and educationally basically add value to someone who's trying to buy something.
Sales is not possible at all.
Yeah. Pure sales is not possible. But the thing is, for me, that's the thing that I have to kind of get over. I need to be able to sell on top of...
Talking about real estate, right?
Yeah, real estate, financial services. When you talk about products, to people, like just whatever products, right? Just generally speaking.
Generally speaking,
Yeah.
correct.
So it's like whenever you talk about something and there's this icky aspect, even 1D, like if you're trying to sell a car, there's like a little uncomfortable nature to it.
But the main thing about like a retail sales, right? Retail sales is majority is possible. The reason people know the need, they know they need something, and they will come to the business.
You're talking about consumer goods.
Consumer goods.
Yeah, but that's a different type of selling.
Right, that's what I said. Like retail selling is different.
That's more like people are seeing advertisements and.
So end of the day, everything is sales.
Yeah.
End of the day, a business purely has to sell some product. A production has to happen.
Nothing happens without selling anything.
Exactly, and or rendering a service. Healthcare is 100% rendering service.
Well, that's also debatable, right? Because you're rendering a service, right, as a healthcare professional.
That's what I said. The owner is actually selling.
The owner is selling products, right? Beds, surgical things.
Not only that, like even the services is actually sold by the owner.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
The professionals is actually serving. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And so end of the day has to happen. A service has to render or a sale has to happen. Is that easy? Absolutely not. So
it's not easy, but at the same time, some sales professions are looked upon worse than, like as a career, right? Like some people ask me, like, why are you in real estate? Like people think that that's like a very I don't know exactly like the term I'm trying to think about, but like there's some negative connotations to some, like when I got into real estate. Oh, why are you doing that? Why can't you go work? Why can't you do this? Like, why are you trying to sell real estate? Like, and when you talk to people, when I talk about real estate, because I'm passionate about real estate, people confuse that as me trying to sell real estate to them.
Let me talk about this, Nikhil. നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് റിയൽറ്റർ എന്നൊരു കൺസെപ്റ്റ് കേൾക്കാറുണ്ടോ?
No.
അവിടെ ബ്രോക്കർ എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. Right? അവിടെ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് ആണ് ബിസിനസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവിടുത്തെ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ്സ് ആണ്. റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റേഴ്സിനെയാണ് അവിടെ നാട്ടിൽ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വന്ന സമയത്ത്, ആദ്യകാലങ്ങളിൽ ഞാൻ വന്ന സമയത്ത്, ഇപ്പം എനിക്കൊരു ഫ്രണ്ട് റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റിലാണ്, റിയൽറ്ററാണ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് എനിക്ക് ആ പിക്ചർ ഒന്ന് ക്ലിയർ ആയി വരാനായിട്ട് ഒരു അല്പ സമയം എടുത്ത്. ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ റിയൽറ്റർ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം വീട് വാങ്ങുന്നു, വിൽക്കുന്നു, എന്നിട്ട് പുള്ളി തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ ബ്രോക്കർ എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഓക്കെ അതാണ് ജോലി. അപ്പോൾ പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ മറൈനിൽ എന്തോ ആയിരുന്നു ജോലി. അപ്പോൾ പുള്ളിയാണ് എന്നോടിങ്ങനെ, ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് മറൈൻ ഭയങ്കര ദൂരെയായിരുന്നു, എനിക്ക് നമ്മൾ സെറ്റിൽഡ് ആയ സ്ഥലത്ത് അടുത്തല്ലായിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഐ വാസ് ലുക്കിംഗ് ഇൻ ടു, ദെൻ ആഫ്റ്റർ ഐ ഗാറ്റ് ഇൻ ടു ഐ ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ആൻഡ് നൗ ഐ ലവ് ഇറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ഫ്യൂ സെക്കൻഡ്സ് ഐ ടുക്ക് മീ ടു ഗെറ്റ് ഇൻ ടു ദാറ്റ് റിയാലിറ്റി, റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ നാട്ടിലെ ഈ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് ബിസിനസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ബിഗ് ഡീൽ. ഇറ്റ്സ് എ പീപ്പിൾ ലവ് ദാറ്റ് ആസ് എ ബിസിനസ്. അത് ഇവിടുത്തെ റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റേഴ്സിനെയാണ് ബേസിക്കലി അവിടെ കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ നാട്ടിൽ ഒരു ബ്രോക്കർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതൊരു ആൾക്കാർ ഒരു വാണ ബി റിയൽറ്റർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഐ വാണ ബി എ ബ്രോക്കർ എന്നൊരു കൺസെപ്റ്റിലേക്കൊന്നും പോകുന്നില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു നല്ലൊരു ക്വാളിറ്റി ഓഫ് ദ ടൈറ്റിൽ എന്നൊക്കെ ഒന്നും പറഞ്ഞൊന്ന് പോകുന്ന ഒരു ടൈറ്റിലല്ല ബേസിക്കലി അത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ബ്രോക്കർ എന്ന സിംപിളി മീൻസ് യു ഓൺ എ ബ്രോക്കറേജ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഡിഫറൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ when people listening to this, they need to understand like what is the difference between. So അതാണ് ബേസിക്കലി ഒരു ഐഡിയ. അപ്പം ഇവിടെ ആൾക്കാർ ഇപ്പം നിഖിലിനോട് തന്നെ എന്തിനാണ് റിയൽറ്റർ ആയത്, why don't you do a job എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നത് ബേസിക്കലി നമ്മുടെ ആ മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റാണ്.
That's true.
So it's already we stuck there.
Come back to the mindset.
Coming back to the mindset, right? So we stuck there. There's no way we will be coming out from it easily. But if we can work on it, definitely yes possible. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഇതിൽ ടോപ്പിക്കിൽ പറയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് എന്താണ് ഒരു ആക്ഷൻ പ്ലാൻ എന്ന് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുക? വാട്ട് ഈസ് എ ഈസി വേ ടു ഡു സംതിങ് ടുവേർഡ്സ് ഇറ്റ്? അതാണ് ഐഡിയ. സോ അപ്പോൾ നമ്മളൊരു സജഷൻ എങ്കിലും വെച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ടോക്കിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ഫാക്ട് ഇസ് നോട്ട് ഗോണ ഡു എനിത്തിങ്. സോ എന്താണ് ഒരു ആക്ഷൻ പ്ലാൻ? ഹൗ വി ക്യാൻ ഡു this situation make it better. നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ബുക്ക് റീഡിങ് ഒരു ഹാബിറ്റാക്കിയ ഒരു ആൾക്കാർ ഉണ്ട്, ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ ആൾക്കാരുണ്ട്. ബുക്ക് ലവേഴ്സ് ഇസ് ലൈക്ക് എ ഹ്യൂജ്, ബട്ട് ഐ വാസ് നോട്ട് വൺ ഓഫ് ദം.
Me neither.
Okay, so I'm not alone.
No, you're not
So
alone.
basically എനിക്ക് ബുക്ക് റീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതിനുള്ള ക്ഷമയില്ല ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ. പിന്നെ ഇരുന്ന് വായിച്ച് അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയെടുത്ത് പിന്നെ അത് പ്രോസസ്സ് ചെയ്ത് അതിനുള്ള ഒരു കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഇല്ലയെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനുവേണ്ടി ശ്രമിക്കുന്നില്ല, അതാണ് റിയൽ വേർഡ്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ അങ്ങ് പോവാണ് നമ്മൾ. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ വീഡിയോസൊക്കെ വാച്ച് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓഡിബിൾ വന്നപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക്, ആമസോണിൻ്റെ ഓഡിബിൾ വന്നപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഓഡിബിൾ വാസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദ ഈസി വേ. ഇപ്പോൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഫ്രണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ നിങ്ങളുടെ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഐ വാസ് ലിസണിങ് while I'm driving. അപ്പോൾ അതൊരു വൺ ഓഫ് ദ ഈസി വേ ആണ്. സോ വി നീഡ് ടു ഫൈൻഡ് എ ബെറ്റർ വേ ടു gain knowledge will be the key.
Yeah, that's a very important thing actually. You're not going to change your circumstances without really studying something else, right? In the sense of like learning about something new that can become a catalyst for that change of circumstances, right? And honestly, reading is one of the biggest tools out there for people to use to learn about things, right? And it even learning about themselves. People don't know about themselves. People don't know why they do the things that they do. Why you wake up in the morning and drink a coffee, right? Why you, let's say when you eat, you think, oh my gosh, like let's say you eat cookies and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm fat. Like people don't process why you think that way. And they don't understand, like there is this like inherent like in the guilt associated with certain behaviors, or there's inherent like we think that if we don't have coffee in the morning we won't be able to be productive. That's all habits that we've created unconsciously, right? Because the world around us kind of does these things, right? And there's this book that we were started reading together, called Atomic Habits, that talk about this. It's a very, very good book. And
so here we go. So
it's
the first step to do change yourself will be, we need to pick a habit.
Picking a habit, yeah.
So it could be reading books. Gaining knowledge is the first key.
Right.
If on any topic you're interested, gain some knowledge. That will be the first key. So the book Atomic Habit, right?
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habit by
James Clear.
സോ അതൊരു വണ്ടർഫുൾ ബുക്കാണ് കേട്ടോ. ഞാൻ തീർന്നില്ല, ജസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ക്രേസി ബുക്ക്.
It's crazy, but it's crazy in the sense that we're not actively thinking about these things.
Exactly.
It's the author basically is bringing into attention what we are doing already in our lives. And he's basically highlighting the fact that, guys, we operate a certain way because of a certain sets of habits that we've created unconsciously.
Let me connect with that, right? It happened today. So my son was actually Aiden was asking me, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരാൾ വൊമിറ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ തൊണ്ടവേദന എടുക്കുക? My younger one was vomiting, so he suddenly asked me, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? Do you know why the throat hurts after you vomit? So I didn't have that answer right away. So he was giving me answer. So when you throw up, the acids from your stomach is coming
out,
and it's disturbing your throat.
Sure.
That's a reason it's like a painful after vomiting. So ഇതൊരു ഞാൻ മുമ്പ് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്, നേഴ്സിംഗിൽ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. ഐ ന്യൂ ദാറ്റ്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ അങ്ങ് മറന്നുപോയി. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് വി ഡോണ്ട് നോ. ദാറ്റ്സ് ദ സെയിം തിങ്. വി ന്യൂ ദാറ്റ് ബട്ട് വി ഡോണ്ട് റിയലി ഫോക്കസ് ഓൺ തിങ്സ്, റൈറ്റ്? അതുപോലെയാണ് ഒരു ഹിഡൻ ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്, കിടപ്പുണ്ട്, നമ്മുടെ മുമ്പിൽ കിടപ്പുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ അത്ര
we get lost in the busyness of our daily lives that we don't stop to realize that there are things that we do that we could do better, but we don't think about those things. And most people don't try to change their circumstances. They try to do something different without looking into that learning about something, they don't create the systems in place. They have goals in place,
പക്ഷേ
but our systems, there's something called you have to create systems.
പക്ഷേ ഇതിൽ വേറൊരു ടോപ്പിക് ഉണ്ട് നിഖിലെ. ഇഫ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു ഡു എനിത്തിങ് പർട്ടിക്കുലർ തിങ്, we're going to do the research and we're going to get all the knowledge and we're going to implement that. പക്ഷേ ഒരു ജനറൽ ലൈഫിൽ നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ അതിനു വേണ്ടി ഒരു ഹാബിറ്റാക്കി വരാറില്ല. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ജനറലൈസ്ഡ് കാര്യങ്ങളെപ്പറ്റി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് ചിന്തിക്കാറില്ല. ഇഫ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു ഡു സംതിങ് പർട്ടിക്കുലർ, യു മേ പുട്ട് ഓൾ ദ റിസർച്ച്, യു ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് എവറിത്തിങ് ആൻഡ് യു ഗോണ ഡു ദ തിങ്സ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിന് ആ ഒരു റീസൺ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഒരു ടോപ്പിക്കിലേക്ക് വരണം. അപ്പോൾ ജനറലി നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യം, ഇപ്പം എന്തെങ്കിലും പറഞ്ഞൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ തന്നെ, എന്തിനാണ് നമ്മൾ രാവിലെ എണീറ്റ് കാപ്പി കുടിക്കുക? എന്തിനാണ് കാപ്പി കുടിക്കുക? റൈറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മൾ ചിന്തിക്കാറില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ബുക്ക് ബേസിക്കലി വായിച്ചിടത്തോളം സോ ഫാർ ഇസ് എക്സലൻറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനകത്ത് ഒരു സമ്മറി ആയിട്ടൊന്ന് പറയാമോ? What you read?
I mean, see, I just read like the beginning, right? I'm still at the beginning, but it's basically talking about, there are certain triggers in our lives on a daily basis, that we react to on a daily basis. Drinking coffee in the morning is a result of a trigger, right? Feeling guilty about eating a cookie is a result of a trigger. And this book basically is trying to encourage us to identify those triggers and to create habits that attack those triggers in a more productive way. That's in essence what the book is so far about, right?
So idea is actually he was suffered from a huge injury and he was trying to recover from the injury. He wanted back to the normal life. So he started building small things, building up small things, been doing, adding every day, new habits, picking up new habit, and continuously the consistency was the key. Keep doing it, and he achieving like extraordinary stuff.
Yeah, I mean the guy, his father was a minor league baseball player, and he was following his father's footsteps. And in high school, he got a bat to his face, I believe, and he was in induced coma to survive because he was going through seizures and stuff like that. He was knocked out.
Right. And multiple skull injury.
Yeah, and then when he came out of it, he couldn't play baseball, right? But then he went to college. He came out of it with this he loved playing baseball, but then he realized like he can't play baseball in high school anymore. So he was working towards the other aspects of his life, but he was also trying to play baseball at some point, at some level. Still, he was still attempting to do it.
Exactly.
He was moving past the fear, and he was still attempting to do it. And then in college, he walked onto the team. He didn't have a scholarship in the beginning. When you walk onto the team, you're paying for tuition still. But then, as a walk-on, he kept improving his life in all aspects, not just baseball, but the other aspects of improvement in his life helped him be really good at baseball, that he was in the top 30 for
top 30 All-American
award-winning thing.
A lot of things.
As a senior, right? And it's so funny. Like he graduated and he didn't want to play baseball anymore.
He's never been a professional baseball player or anything.
No.
But he achieved a lot of things, and he realized the system works.
He realized that systems work.
The system he realized it works, and it worked for him, and he started a new business on the top of it related with that. So he's the one who running all the major a Fortune 500 companies. CEOs actually got trained by him.
Right.
So he's building an empire there. So I mean, he built an empire there. So the end of the day, the story is actually we can do many things by adding small things every day. So pick one habit, stick on it, find some new steps to add on to it every day, and stick with it. The consistency is the key. The consistency is everything. If we can do something good, so the main thing what we already mentioned, I think 2 times already in the multiple episodes. So if you continue doing the same routine and if you are expecting for a better or
Different
a
results.
result, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, right? So it's period. It's not.
No, that's
So-
it. That's literally the definition of insanity.
Insanity, right?
Yeah.
So if you believe that and you want to make some change happen, we need to work on it. So what is the easy way to work on it? You need to pick a new habit. And the book, we can put a link. I think I got it from Amazon. I can put a link there, or I will put the picture of the book. Look for it, and it's not expensive. Go for it. Read. Start something new. Reading is the best thing to do. Start with or Audible. Gain some knowledge. Knowledge will be the key. And don't think that we can't do anything better, or this is it. I have to do what I got. No, don't think that way. There's always possibility for people to do a lot of great things.
You just have to start, and you have to create systems. And
Yep.
to create systems, you need to start creating habits. And we will end on that today. And we hope that everybody can. If you have any questions or comments, let us know. We can hopefully attach that to a episode in the future.
I'm actually thinking to introduce couple books. Eventually, like we read,
Yeah.
we can introduce that too. We also looking or picking up habits every day.
This is a selfish thing and a venture for me and Bibin. We are trying to do this to improve our mindset.
Exactly.
And we are hoping that when you listen to our podcast, that you will join us for the ride. And we are setting goals for ourselves, but we also know that setting goals is not enough, that we want to create systems.
We need to create a plan,
And
and we need to execute the
We need to
plans.
execute the systems, and the systems, creating systems start with building habits. And for me and Bibin, that's reading a book is one of it.
Start reading.
Starting to read a book. Anyways, thank you guys, and see you next time.
Take care.